Well, I just finished my day of business in Cleveland, Tennessee, and now I'm heading back home toward Middle Tennessee, and I'm passing through the Chattanooga area. And I decided to stop to try to find the graveyard where my great-grandmother, Belle Magsby, is buried. So I'm going to be looking around here at the Beason Cemetery in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where Belle Magsby is buried. Just to give you some context as to where this cemetery is located, right here's this church very close to the entrance of the cemetery. And what's the name of it? It's Woodland Heights Baptist Church. Okay, here you can see the sign. It's covered up a bit. It says Beason Cemetery. Back in there it says established, what, 1837? The road goes on down here. Now, I'm not really expecting to find the actual grave because I know it was an unmarked grave. Belle Magsby, or Magby, would have died somewhere around 1904 to 1909, somewhere in that time period. We don't know exactly, but she died in Chattanooga, and the family story is that her ex-husband, we're not really sure that they were ever actually married, but King Turpin Sr., after her death, brought her here to Beason Cemetery, right where I am, buried her, and he actually stayed up all night putting a fence around her grave. And I think it was supposedly on the same night of the day that she died. Now, I don't expect to see anything with a marker on it that would indicate the place. I'm just here to honor the place and the woman who was my great-grandmother, Belle Magsby, otherwise known, her real name was Elizabeth Magby, or Elizabeth Magby, the daughter of William Scott Magby, or McBee. Just walking around. Would be nice to find an area of old graves. So far, what I'm finding around here are graves from the 1950s. Some have wondered why would Belle be buried so far away from downtown Chattanooga if that is where she died. The story is that she died at either Market Square or Market Street. Most of these are newer graves. You can see here 1965, 1961. There's some more graves up in this area. I'm sure there are hundreds of graves. I'm not possibly going to get pictures of all of them. Here's some really old stones. Can't tell who these people are. Right next to a Griffith headstone. Like I said, I really haven't expected to find her grave. But I was kind of hoping to find an area that was clearly just a bunch of unmarked graves. You know, places where that you knew, hey, there's a grave there, but no markers. Because no doubt there were no markers ever placed. There's no record of her being here. Only the family story. Okay? I'm going to go drive down to this other end of the cemetery here. We'll take a look at the other end. Here's some old graves. What's that name? Moore, I think. Died 1905. Here's one, died 1906. Or possibly in an area, I think that's 1907 for a Smith. There's none of these are relatives of mine that I know of. But it's likely that in this general vicinity, she could have been buried. For a very long time, I've wanted to come here ever since I found out that she had been buried in Beason Cemetery. Then I think I first found this on Google Earth or something. But this is my first time ever placing my feet on the soil. And I'm walking on open land here where there are probably scores of unmarked graves. Who knows? Who knows? All I'm doing is just taking the moment to honor the life that my great-grandmother, who I never met, the life she lived, Belle Magsby, Elizabeth Magby or Elizabeth McBee, died before the year 1910 here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. My great-grandmother. Okay, back onto the road.
.525 Market Square is where she died at. And then she's buried in the Beason graveyard. I don't know where it's at, but anyway.